Hi, this is Lavon again, a yoga instructor with the El Paso Country Club. Here's another quick 30-minute Vinyasa flow for when you can't quite make it into the club. So grab any props that you like to practice with and your yoga mat, and let's get started. Meet me at the top of your mat in Tadasana Mountain Pose. Bring your big toes together, or you can keep your feet as wide as your hips. Stretch your arms down towards the ground. You can close your eyes or gaze softly in front of you, and let's take a few deep inhales and exhales. Invite yourself into your practice. Draw your thoughts into this present moment. Let's take another breath in and out together. Really fill up your chest and expand. Reach out for as much air you can hold, and then exhale, empty everything out. And on your next breath in, open your eyes if you close them. Reach your fingertips up overhead, Vinyasa. Reach in opposition, push down into all four corners of your feet. Feel strength in your legs, and reach your fingertips up towards the sky. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, hinge from your hips and fold forward, Uttanasana. You can put a little bend in your knees to start, or bring blocks underneath your hands, or just tip your fingertips down. You can bring some movement in here, rock from side to side, or stay still. Good. On your next breath in, lift your torso up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Reach the crown of your head forward. Inhale. And exhale. Fold. Bend your knees, plant your hands down at the top of the mat. Step your feet to the back of your mat, plank pose. So push-up position here, stack your shoulders over your wrists, and gaze at the top of your mat. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Keep your legs straight or drop your knees down for support and lower your torso down. Bend your elbows and squeeze your upper arms into your sides. Then untuck your toes, straighten your arms, pull your chest forward and through. Let your hips descend towards the mat. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. And exhale, tuck your toes back under and lift your hips for down dog. In your down dog, you can widen your feet, even wider than your hips, and push down into your heels and down and forward into your hands. Grip the mat with your fingers and straighten your arms. Bring some movement into your first down dog if you choose. And take a few more breaths. And on your next breath in, look between your hands. Step or hop both feet up to the top of the mat. Lift up halfway, lengthen your spine out. And exhale, empty your belly and fold Uttanasana. On your inhale, rise all the way up. Lift your arms overhead. And exhale, bring your hands down. Tadasana. Let's do one more just like that. Inhale, reach your fingertips up, Urdhva Hastasana. Then exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Empty the breath out completely. And then breathe in and lift up halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet to the back of your mat, plank pose, and Chaturanga, or you can always just lift your hips up and back to down dog. Take a breath in for your upward facing dog. And exhale, lift your hips high, down dog. Let's take 2 breaths here. Make your breaths full and complete on each down dog. Push down and forward into your hands and feel your kneecaps lift up by way of the strength of your quads. Then look forward, step or hop up to the top of the mat and lift up halfway. Breathe in. Exhale, fold forward. Then inhale, come all the way up to stand. Reach your arms overhead and bring your hands down. Tadasana. Inhale, reach your fingertips up. And exhale, hinge from the hips and fold, Uttanasana. Ardha Uttanasana, breathe in. And exhale, plant your hands. This time you can step or hop your feet to the back of the mat and bend your elbows to land in Chaturanga. Or anything else that you so choose to add to your flow. From here, look between your hands. Step both knees up to the top of the mat, swing your legs out in front of you, and lie all the way down. Take a full body stretch, reach your fingertips and your toe tips away from one another. your right knee in. Exhale as you pull your knee in towards your chest. From here, keep your left leg straight and let your right knee move out and place your right ankle on top of your left knee for figure 4 position. Strengthen your outer right hip and push your knee down towards the ground. Keep your left leg straight or bend your left knee. Root down your shoulders and the back of your head into your mat. Flex your right toes. Stay here or draw your left knee up to your chest and thread your arm through this space for secure Andrasana. Let your right elbow push into your right hip, right thigh area to encourage more external rotation in your hip. Drag your fingertips up towards your knee. One more breath in. Exhale, let that go. Straighten both legs out and draw your left knee in this time. You can roll your ankle. Exhale to empty your belly. Draw your navel in towards your spine as you draw your left knee in. And then bring some strength into your right leg. Push the back of your right thigh down like it would touch the mat. Good. Release the grip of your left knee. Place your left ankle on top of your right knee for figure 4 on this side. Tone the outer left hip. Push your knee down towards the ground. Keep the right leg straight or bend your right knee to draw your left shin more in towards you. And then you have the option to stay here or lift the right knee up towards your chest. Then thread your arms through this space here to reach for behind your thigh or the top of your shin. And push your left elbow a little bit into the side of your left thigh. Next, try to rotate your hip. Take this with movement or be still. Always keeping your attention on your inhales and your exhales the whole time. One more breath in here. And exhale, let that go. Draw both knees in this time. Rock and roll up the length of your spine or just come to seated. Cross at your ankles, plant your hands down in front of you. To step your feet to the back of your mat and meet me in a downward facing dog. You can take a little flow or just head straight down. Look between your hands. Step your right foot forward. Drop your left knee down. Lift your torso. Lift your arms. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, descend your hips. Let your right knee move forward and drop your elbows down to cactus arms. Tuck your elbows slightly forward. Let that tone the muscles in your upper back and push your shoulder blades deep behind your heart. And breathe. One more breath in and out. Hug your left knee slightly forward to squeeze the muscles in the top of your thigh and your inner thigh. Good. Lift your torso, lift the hips up, reach up, and exhale, plant your hands down on either side of your right foot and straighten your right leg. Ardha Hanumanasana half splits. Lift your toes up towards your shin. You can put a little bend in this knee or bring blocks underneath your hands just to help this leg to get to straight. As you breathe in, lengthen your spine, create lots of space, and exhale, stay lifted or keep that space and fold over your right leg to any degree. Hug your right hip slightly back and your left hip forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. And as you exhale, walk both hands over to your left side. And so you'll swivel on your left knee and then lift your torso up so your hips are right over your knee. I'll switch sides so you can see the front of me. So standing on your left knee, push your hips forward, bring your hip over your knee, and then point your right toes either straight out in front of you or out towards the front of your mat. And inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, crescent over to your right. Hug your belly in strong, drop your shoulders away from your ears and pull your left shoulder back so you don't cave down towards the ground. Turn up towards the sky. Parigasana gate pose. Breathe in, lift your torso up, lift your arms up. And exhale, gaze towards the back of your mat. Plant your left hand down, lift your right leg up for a modified half splits, modified half moon pose. Push down into your left arm, straighten that arm, and externally rotate this shoulder. Spin it open in a way to broaden across your chest. Flex your right toes and lift up. Inhale. Exhale, gaze down towards the back of your mat. Plant your right hand down, spin on your left knee. Keep your right leg extended behind you. Tiger pose, bring your wrists underneath your shoulders. Inhale, reach your left fingertips forward. Inhale to stretch out. Exhale, bend your right knee. Draw your heel to your glute. Flex your right toes and push the sole of your right foot up towards the sky. Stay here or reach back with your left hand for the top of your foot. Then hug your right shoulder back. Turn yourself to face the front of your mat. Stay there or kick up and back to stretch across your shoulder. Kick your foot into your hand. One more breath. And gently release on an exhale. Plant your hands, plant your right foot to the back of your mat. And then lift your hips up to downward facing dog. Deep, steady breaths. And take down dog or any pose that helps you come back to your center and your focus. Look between your hands and step your left foot forward this time. Drop your right knee down, lift your torso up, lift your arms up. Take a breath in, lengthen your sides, move your ribcage away from your hips, and keep that length as you exhale. Untuck your right toes. Let your hips descend towards the ground and your left knee move forward on Vinyasa. Cactus your elbows down to broaden across the front of your body and tone the muscles in your upper back. Draw your navel in strong here and tug the right knee slightly forward. Good. On your next breath in, lift your torso up, plant your hands on the outside of your leg, straighten your left leg for half splits. Lift your toes up, even the pinky side to tone the muscles in your shin. And then reach up and forward with the crown of your head and lengthen your spine. Stay here as you breathe or fold over your right or your left leg to any degree, but keep that length and extension in your spine and the tone in your upper back. Good. Lift up halfway. And this time walk your hands over to the right. Spin on your right knee. And extend your leg out. Stack your right hip right over your right knee. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, crescent over towards your left leg. Create space on both sides of your body. Lift your left ribcage up and away from your hips as you crescent over. And tone your glutes so that your hips push forward. As you breathe in, rise all the way back up. And exhale, gaze towards the front of your mat. Plant your right hand down, right where it is. Lift the left leg up. Gaze up. Flex your left toes. Gaze down at your hip. If your hips are sitting behind your knee, bring some strength here and push forward. Push down strongly into your right arm and externally rotate your right shoulder. Take a breath in. And exhale, turn to face the top of your mat. Spin on your right knee. Extend your left leg back behind you and bring your wrists underneath your shoulders this time. Reach your right fingertips forward. Take a breath in, create lots of space. And exhale, bend your left knee. Flex your left toes, and then push the sole of your left foot up towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale, stay here or reach back for the foot. Once you grab it, pull that right shoulder forward. And stay here or kick your foot into your hand to lift your knee up and stretch across your right shoulder. Inhale. And gently release on the exhale. Plant your hands, bring your feet to the back of your mat now. And send your hips high. A downward facing dog. Inhale. And exhale. Melt your chest more towards your thighs as you push down strongly into your hands. Look between your hands. Make your way to the top of the mat. You can hop there, step, handstand there, however you choose, and lift up halfway. Fold on an exhale. And then rise all the way up. Reach your fingertips up, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, bring your hands down to your side, Tadasana. Bring your big toes to touch, bend your knees deeply, sit your hips low, Utkatasana, chair pose, lift your torso, lift your arms, tone your low belly and sink weight into your heels. Gaze down. See if you can still spot your toes here and coil in your upper back. Take a breath in. Exhale, sit a little deeper. On your next breath in, lift your left heel up to your glutes and keep your right knee bent. Hold here, breathe here, then step your left foot all the way to the back of the mat to find high crescent lunge. Pull your left side body forward so that you face the front of your mat. Straighten your left leg strong. Bend your right knee so that your knee stacks over your ankle. One more inhale. And then exhale, spin towards your left. Pivot your left foot so it's parallel with the back of your mat. And gaze forward, warrior two. Reach your arms out into a T. And turn to face your right fingertips. Commit to the bend in your front knee. Tone your outer right hip, just like our figure four, to pull that knee right over the ankle. Inhale to lengthen your sides. As you exhale, reach forward. And bring your right elbow to the top of your left knee, or to the top of your right knee. Lift your left fingertips up and overhead towards the front of your room. Extended side ankle variation. So with this right elbow down, use that to lift up and out of the shoulder. Lift your whole right side away from your thigh. Then keep the tone in your hips. Spin your right hip underneath you. Pull yourself into one strong line. Inhale. As you exhale, straighten your right leg. Plant your right hand to the outside of your right shin with your toes pointing forward. For triangle pose, we teach a Trikonasana. You can always bring your hand to your shin or bring a block underneath your fingertips or reach for the mat. Try and maintain as much lift and extension in your sides. And gaze up. Inhale. And exhale. Turn to face the top of your mat. Bend your right knee. And step your left foot up about halfway. Turn your left toe slightly out and align your right heel with your back heel. Lift your torso up. Reach your arms out into a T. Turn your palms to face behind you. Draw your arms behind you. And from here, bend your elbows. Reach for opposite elbows or take reverse prayer. Bringing the palms together. And tone the muscles in your upper back to squeeze in. And pick your hand variation of choice and keep the legs. Pull your right hip back and left hip forward. Try and square your hips towards the front of the mat as much as you can. And then tone the muscles in your legs. Straighten them nice and strong. Keep that as you reach forward with your torso. And fold for pyramid pose. Soften your upper traps. Relax your shoulders. Relax your jaw. Draw your navel in as you fold. On your next breath, release the grip, whatever you have. Lift up halfway. Step into your right foot and draw your left knee into your chest. We're going to come all the way up to stand. On your right leg, draw your left knee up, flex your left toes. Inhale. And exhale, open your knee out to the side and bring the sole of your foot to the inner edge of your thigh. For tree pose, Vrikshasana. So want to maintain the hips pointing towards the front of your mat. And push your foot into your thigh. Straighten your right leg super strong. You can reach your arms up, keep them in prayer. Bring your hands to your hips or take any arm variation of your choice. You can even come back to reverse prayer. Root down into the big toe of that right foot, that standing leg. Push it down strongly into the ground. And breathe. One more breath in. And exhale. Draw the left knee forward. Fold over your right leg. Send the left leg back behind you. Standing splits. Urdhva Prasarita Ekpadasana. Lift your torso up halfway. Breathe in. And exhale. Bend your right knee. Step your left foot all the way to the back of the mat. Step your right foot back to needed plank pose. And let's vinyasa back to down dog. Either straight there or through a flow. Take time to align the breath with each movement. Lengthen your inhales and your exhales and allow your body to follow that rhythm. Once you come to downward facing dog, look between your hands and step or hop both feet back to the top of your mat. Ardha Uttanasana, lift up halfway, breathe in and extend your spine. And exhale, empty out and fold forward. Rise all the way up. On a breath in, Urdhva Hasasana. And exhale, release your hands back to your sides. Tadasana. One more chair. Bend your knees, bring your big toes to touch. Sink your hips low, skim the mat with your fingertips, and then keep the sit in your legs as you lift your torso up. Feel strength in your upper back. Let that point your torso forward and draw your shoulders down and back. Hug your navel in. Take a breath in. Exhale, sit lower. And on your next breath, lift your right heel up to your glutes. Keep the left knee bent. Squeeze in here. And then step your right foot all the way to the back of the mat for high lunge. And if you don't like where your feet landed, just adjust. Pull that right hip back, or left hip back, and stack your left knee over your left ankle, straighten your right leg. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Pivot your right foot parallel with the short edge of your mat, and then gaze forward. Bend your left knee. Pull that left knee open so it stacks over your ankle. Reach your arms out into a T. Keep your shoulders stacked right over your hips, and then tone the hips so that they come in line with your ankles. Take a breath in. Exhale, reach, 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 and bring your left elbow to your left knee. Reach your right arm up and overhead. Extended side angle. Push down into your elbow to lift and crescent on your left side. And push down and back into your right foot. Inhale. Exhale, straighten your left leg. Bring your left fingertips to the outside of your shin or on top of your shin or to a block. Reach your fingertips up and then pull your hips so they come in line with your ankles. Utthita Trikonasana triangle pose on this side. Deep, steady breaths, and lengthen and extend your spine out. Take a breath in here. Exhale, let it go. Turn to face your left leg, bend your left knee. Step your right foot up about halfway, then turn your right toes out. Align the heels and lift your torso back up. Reach your arms out into a T. Tone your legs, keep that. Turn your palms to face behind you, reach your arms back and bend your elbows. Reach for opposite elbows or take reverse prayer one more time. Pull your right side body forward. Straighten your legs, take a breath in, and exhale. Hinge from your hips and bow down. Period pose. Give yourself a few moments to descend here and work into your depth. Grip the mat with your toes so that your arches lift up. And feel the muscles in your legs fire. Let that lift your kneecaps. Take another inhale. Exhale, let go of whatever grip you have behind your back. Place your hands at the top of the mat. Stand into your left leg. Draw your right knee in. And then come all the way up to stand. You can kickstand the toe down or keep it lifted. Rise up. Reach your fingertips up. Flex your right toes. Inhale. And exhale. Open your right knee out to the right and slide your right foot to the inner edge of your thigh for tree pose on this side. So, place your foot anywhere above or below your knee. So it can be on the inner edge of your calf or even kickstand it down. And take a moment to find that balance, starting with the feet. Strengthen your legs, lift all the way up. And then allow yourself to keep breathing here. Engage your glutes slightly. And send your tailbone straight down towards the ground. Any arm variation of choice is fair game. One more breath in. And exhale, release your foot from your inner thigh. Bow over your left leg, send the right leg behind you. Standing splits once again. Inhale, lift your torso up halfway. And as you exhale, bend your left knee. Step your right foot all the way to the back of the mat. Plant your hands down. And step your left foot back to meet it. And meet me in a downward facing dog. In your upward dog, hug your hands slightly back. Tone the muscles in your upper back to draw your heart forward and through. And exhale, lift your hips high. Bring your feet to hips with distance and let your heels melt down towards the ground. Push forward into your hands. Inhale. And exhale it out. One more breath in. And exhale. On your inhale, lift your right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, gaze forward, step your right foot between your hands, spiral and open up, warrior two. Familiarity, we've been here before. Bend your right knee, and gaze out, bring your arms out into a T. Inhale. Exhale, reach forward, and this time bring your elbow to your knee, or bring your right hand to the inner edge of your foot for extended side angle variation. And stay here, or draw your left arm back behind you, place the back of your hand on your low back. Stay here, or reach your right arm underneath your leg to bind. Reach for your fingertips or your shirt. And then pull your hips underneath you, draw your left shoulder back. Take a breath in. Exhale. Option to keep the bind or release it and straighten your right leg for triangle pose or Baddha triangle pose, bound triangle. On your next breath in, release the bind if you have it. Lift your torso all the way up. Turn your right toes forward. Turn your left toes out. Bend into your left knee and Skandasana side lunge towards the back of your mat. You can bring your hands down for assistance or take it all the way down with no hands. And we'll come to seated. And once you make your way down to seated, keep your right leg extended out in a V and then draw your left heel in. Inhale, lift your torso up. Exhale, twist to your left. Take another breath in. Then exhale, bring your right hand to the outside of your left knee and crescent over to your right. Reach your left fingertips towards your right toes. Flex your toes, straighten that right leg, but gaze left and up towards the sky. And if the toes are somewhere within reach, can grab them only if you don't turn your whole torso down towards your mat. Lift and spin up. Release on an inhale. Lift on up. And exhale, draw your right knee into your chest and step your right foot across your left knee towards the back of your mat. Stand on your right leg. Lift your left leg up and back, bow down, standing splits. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, bend this left or right knee, step your left foot to the back, and journey back to down dog. Good, three-legged dog on the left this time. Straighten your arms, root your right heel down, lift your left leg up, and then gaze forward, step your left leg through to the top of the mat, pivot and rise up to warrior two. With your left knee forward, push down and back into your right leg. Inhale, create lots of space. On the exhale, reach forward and take your extended side angle variation of choice. Either elbow to knee or hand on the inner edge of your right foot. Reach your left foot and reach your right fingertips forward. Stay here or bind. Reach your right hand back up, turn the palm behind you, bend your elbow, bring the back of your hand onto your low back. You can stay there, pull this right shoulder back, or reach the left arm underneath you for fingertips or a strap or your shirt. Option to keep your grip or release it and straighten your left leg for your triangle variation. Good, inhale. And exhale. Release your bind if you have it. Reach your torso all the way up, come to stand. Reach your fingertips up. Turn your left toes in, turn your right toes out, bend your right knee, Skandasana side lunge towards the back of your mat. And use hands to help you, or descend your hips all the way. And then draw your right heel in towards your groin, keep your left leg extended out. Take a breath in. And exhale, twist to your right. One more inhale. And exhale, bring your left hand to the outside of your right knee and reach up and over. Draw your right shoulder back, spin up towards the sky. Flex your left toes. Good. Wherever you landed, breathe in and lift your torso up. And exhale, bring your hands down. Turn to face the front of your mat. Extend your legs out in front of you. And lower yourself all the way down. Plant both feet in your mat. Drop your knees over to the right and then to the left. So drop your knees over to the right and to the left. You can hold on one side or the other, or just take it continuously. And then extend your legs out in front of you. Reach your arms up and back, full body stretch. And exhale, let your arms fall out to your sides. Let your feet fall out and let every muscle soften. Relax control of your breath. Close your eyes and sink into a few moments of stillness for your Shavasana. To stay with your stillness for as long as you need. Feel free to pause this video and take as much time as you like. And then as you're ready, gently bend your knees, roll over to your right side, and then press your hands into the earth to guide yourself up to a comfortable seat. Once seated, rest your hands on your knees or in your lap, or bring them to touch at the center of your chest. Close your eyes back down and take a breath in. And a full exhale. Thank you guys so much for letting me guide you. Namaste.